talk into the opening here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Welcome.
There's a countdown, and here we are. Hey, Joe. Good to see you. So, DENDAO Call. Sorry I didn't make it last week or last
it's fine.
meeting.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So this is for March 7th, 2024. And we've got a short agenda, and we'll talk a little bit about I am for IM's proposal, and we'll go through anything else that is on our mind and do the thing.
Right on.
All right. Okay. So I've got the agenda pulled over here. I will put that on screen. So if anybody's following along and wants to know what we're talking about, the agenda, as always, is posted in the DENDAO layer on Den.Social. And look for the title March 7th. And if you wanted to pop in, if you happen to be looking at this right now, there's a link here, and you can join the call and talk to us. You can also chime in and chat if you're watching on like YouTube, or you can leave a reply to this message at the bottom, and I'll refresh and make sure that we get to it at the end. So with that, it's March. That's crazy. It's about to be April. I was looking at my schedule. It's one of the reasons I haven't been really active on Den, and I wasn't here last time, is because my schedule is so tight that I was looking at my schedule and I was just thinking, wow, the next few things as I get through them, it's going to be April already. And then I'll be going to watch the eclipse.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm planning. We're planning that. So hopefully we'll be able to go down there to Texas to see a bunch of
cool.
All of you. I don't know yet. So I don't know if you're going there or not.
I got it. So what we've got to do, and this is an opportunity, if anybody in the area, like I know Jacob Wayne, some of our denizens are out there. Jacob Wayne lives, in Texas. It's a huge area of land, It's like, oh, you're just swing by, you're down the street. But I know, like, even like Satoshi Sean lives nearish to Austin, I think. I am for I am is somewhere in the Southwest, It could be a potential meetup. My wife and I haven't decided where we're going to do the viewing from. Yeah. So if anybody has any suggestions, hey, there's a big open field over there, go check out this spot as an idea. I don't know. I know where we're staying. We got like the logistics figured out, but I haven't figured out like where the spot's going to be. Where do I go put on my glasses and watch it happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll get a picture of it for Den somehow.
Yes.
But anyway, that's next month. This month we have the March LCP. And the agenda here says that it's underway. So let me just click into this. And
is it I thought it was just the
it might be a typo. That's why I wanted to click in it and check as a sanity check here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think what that should say is that the last two layers that won were what I've been calling Philonova, because I can't pronounce it.
Yes.
Philonova, and which has a completely different shorthand, by the way. If you go into the layer, which I guess I will in a second to show, but that was proposed by Cerebral. Sinfully Cerebral, right?
Yeah, excellent.
Similar to the philosophy layer, but a little more on the like mystical and occult studies side of things, it looks like, which is cool. pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, that's really good. Hopefully get all content in there. That'd be great.
I if I ever find any time, I might actually have some content from that between myself and Gravity Crab.
Yeah.
We could actually talk shop in there a little bit. That could be cool. And then anti-work, which is one that I don't know if I proposed it. I know I was a big supporter of it whenever it was proposed, because they had just gotten banned from Reddit, right? This is proposed by Sebedingus.
That's right.
In 2022. And so that one as well. The timing of it, it's not as timely as I would have liked it, probably, because it's not in the news. There's not people going on Fox News talking about anti-work right now.
Yeah.
But those are the two winners.
Right on.
But like I said, anybody who gets banned from Reddit is probably needs some place to hang out. So if you're still out there and you need a spot to talk shop, that's for you. So those are the two. And then the runners-up were Connect Your Inner, Book Club, Biohacking, Running, and Ask Den.
Okay.
So that's how they stacked up this time. Back to the agenda. That was the agenda item.
And I think the LCP
so now,
is in proposal phase right now. I think.
Okay. So if you want to, let's check it. Let's check that. So if you go to the list and just go to LCP, Control F.
Yes. We have tools at hand.
There should be a post. Yes. Proposal phase. So there's details here. Ends Monday, March 11th. So that's open through the weekend. And if you have an idea for a new topic that you want to have a spot to chat about it in, that's where you would put it. There's instructions on here. You can copy and paste a template saying, okay, here's all the details about it. And when you do that, it'll get placed over in the section we were just looking at where anybody can go in and vote on it. You'll have a drop down saying like who proposed it. And if it wins, you get 10,000 lot bonus added on top of whatever you voted for in the first place, right? So that's how that works out. If you have an idea for it,
throw it in there. An anonymous post in the LCP?
Can you? Let me see. Let me find out. I always like to learn by doing, so I'm going to just try it. No, so that would have to be something that is turned on.
I'm gonna suggest that right now.
Okay, go suggest that. I'm gonna bring in Greg from Reddit.
Ah, yes, very good.
Hey, what's up, Greg? Long time no chat.
No kidding. It's been way too long. What's new, man?
Everything, actually.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, we just got through the one agenda item we had, which was announcing the latest 2 layers and that the proposal phase is open. So now we're going to get down to community feedback in a moment, but we are now on freestyle, and we probably won't go for too much longer. Yeah. But I wanted to bring you in and say hello because I haven't talked to you guys for a while.
It's been free. Actually, I wasn't planning on putting on my camera because I'm not sitting in like a really super great place. But hey, man,
I lost my good camera. I don't know where it's at.
Oh shit, that's no good.
Man, I cannot make a governance proposal in LCP because it's wholly owned by Den. So we're gonna have to figure out, because I think you should be able to make an anonymous post.
That's a good point. Right? Yeah, if you think that a place for conversation should exist about a topic, but you don't want to put your name on it for any reason, that should be a thing. All right.
Right. I can see that coming up with like. I mean, we'd obviously love to see Den adoption from, for example, diaspora from OnlyFans. Those people are welcome. Right?
Yeah, we got a spot already for that. Actually, there's already a gated. You have to be 18 and up, and it's not auto subscribed to whenever you create an account. So there is a section for that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And it's, the economy is turned on. You can tip in there. You can, a creative person could figure out a workflow and a way to do that.
That's cool. That's nice to know. I mean, I don't have any particular examples of it. It was just a out of my hat example, but.
No, there's actually, if you look through, there's a lot of layers. That's one of the issues that we ended up reducing the number of winning proposals to 2 per month. Right. Was because we've got the bases covered now, to the point where the last one was another version of a philosophy layer.
Yeah.
So we're doubling up now.
We need as many philosophy layers as we can get.
Well, we gotta get Austin in here to do Change My View, because he's like, it's his favorite place on Reddit and he's great at it. And he doesn't terribly like the restrictions Reddit places on us. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one because, you could be awarded, instead of a delta, you could be awarded something more meaningful, like a lot for the, for the actual community, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And if anybody out there is willing to help him manage it, I think his only hesitation, I've talked to him about it, his only hesitation is literally not having the time to properly moderate it.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? That's always the trick.
Yep.
All right. So, not to cut us too short, but let me go through here and see. So, I Am for I Am had linked to an idea that we talked about last time that I was here, where there could be. So there's a bonanza right now with, there's a shitcoin cycle basically, right? There's a bunch of meme coins making a lot of noise, and that's awesome. I love seeing it. And so this idea is related to that. It's like, okay, well, how can we use that to our advantage for advertisement, even if it's not something that's directly used on Den? Why don't we make something just as an advertising gimmick to advertise Den, and maybe it is useful. Now that's my really pared down version of it without actually reading what he said. So forgive me, I Am for I Am, for dismissing most of what you said out of hand. I didn't mean to, but I just wanted to fill in basically a starting point for Greg.
Okay.
From the way that I understood it.
That's a neat idea. I've done one of those before with Rivet.
Oh yeah.
Or actually, with the precursor to Rivet, with Open Relay, we launched a token called Embiggen, which you can still like find with the graphic I made on Etherscan, right? And the idea was we're going to make a token that has absolutely no value, that we're going to demonstrate the scalability of our off-chain order book with. Mm-hmm. So we deployed essentially a self-serve airdrop, where instead of just getting a token stuffed in your inbox and having no idea what the hell it is, you actually had to go to the site and claim it. But the way that you claimed it was using our order book to make a one-sided exchange between Notcoin, a thing we created to allow one-sided exchanges that just passes all the checks, and then Embiggen, so you could go in and just for the price of gas get like 10 Embiggen. And the fun trick of the whole thing was like to avoid SEC issues. We made it so it inflated automatically on a cycle, but everybody got a chunk of the inflation to infinity at a rate of 10, some small percentage every 10 minutes. So there's
a bunch of interesting and fun things that you could do. And what I do want to point out is, because this is far, I just read over this while you were saying that, and it's far more thoughtfully kind of laid out than what I said a little bit ago. And what I like about the last part of it is that, this idea of tying it in with matter, to where if there's enough people with enough matter who want to go in on this, we could donate to a project that then maybe uses matter as a reward token, or somehow ties it into it. Well, that's part of even if it is a gimmick, that's part of the gimmick, and they get an actual utility coin that makes it something that they have to then go to Den to use it. Well, what is this? What is this shiny matter thing? Let me go see what it's good for. And put it into then you go deposit it into Den, into your account, and you have that for energy and stuff like that.
Check out the link I just shared, findmykiller.xyz. It's a similar type of game for Warpcast. I literally just stumbled across this. I can't quit reading about it. Like, they made some 3301 references. It's a puzzle you have to solve, and if you win, you get 10 ETH. But in order to investigate it, you have to be conversant in Farcaster.
To be what?
You have to engage with Farcaster network.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so it drives you to that network,
right? Because if you want to win the 10 ETH that you get if you accuse the right person first before anybody else does, then you need to go.
That's a good idea. Yeah. If I had 10 ETH to put, like, that's the thing. Like, resources wise, getting you could do a lot with it.
Oh, you can totally do like like a matter or a maybe even a layer ownership type of award based on the outcome of it. If you wanted to do something that would,
that's $38,000. That's a good chunk.
I know, right? It's a good reason to go check out. I mean, even if you don't win, minting one of their NFTs gets you one guess. So you can do nothing and literally just guess from the list of potential.
So you have to mint guess rights, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's pretty interesting, actually.
It's pretty clever. I mean,
you put a big enough price tag on something or prize money on something, you can really drive engagement. I'm
reading through it. I'm tempted to play just because I want to see one of the clues. Like, you can't get a clue unless you mint one. So
that's pretty cool. I like that. I always liked, like Carmen Sandiego and stuff. So
it
that's
is
great.
smart. So far I'm very, I was just reading through the contract code. It's also really
so yeah, something like that would entice people to check it out is basically what I Am for I Am's getting at here. So if you want to drop in, if you look at his comment on the DENDAO agenda,
I'll check it out.
There's a link to that comment, and if you wanted to help build upon that or share ideas there, really what we would need is someone who, like you were saying a moment ago, with the Ask Den is one of the proposals actually.
Maybe some
the LCP
on-brand themed egg hunt. Who knows?
Well, what I was getting at is, someone who has time to manage it and to run it. It would need that resource, the resource of time. So that would be be the challenge. Well, and the prize money, but
I mean, it would be essentially an augmented reality game, is what we're talking about, which is kind of cool. But anyway, I think that's a neat idea. I don't know if I have the time to do it, but I'm certainly intrigued enough by the idea to explore whether or not I have enough time to do it.
Yeah. If it's a good enough, well put together plan with somebody that has time to manage it, I would donate some money, and not $38,000, but a meaningful amount of prize money in ETH or something like that, or Bitcoin or Monero, or things like that. I would be willing to throw down a little bit of my own to make that happen, because I think it's a really good idea.
Well, I mean, and if I can help hunt for people who can help, I'm also happy to just recruit if it's going to be outside the time burden. So,
well, I mean, there is like, say, DIN could do something for ownership, right? You think about the founder builder lot, it could be a part of that as well. Yeah, even if it was for somebody to help build this, right? That you could end up with a bigger piece of DIN, or a piece of DIN if you don't have any at all. Might be worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and if you're simultaneously building buzz for the platform, then maybe simply owning the process of the game in a layerified format is enough value to grant, right? Like if you pull this off, you got a repeatable model, and owning the layer that decided that means you probably own all the work product related to setting it up. So
yes. So that said, DIN is here. It works. It exists in its form that it's in right now, and it actually has a lot of tools that, if somebody with time to put into it wanted to figure out how they could create something out of them, we can go nuts with it. I think that the primary resource we would need is a person with time and consistency and commitment that can take that on, because I don't have the bandwidth right now. And maybe like in the not too distant future, that'll change. There's a couple of things that have been priority number 1 and number 2 and number 3 on, above new features and new pushes on DIN, which shouldn't be a surprise. Like, nothing new has been created for like a year. So that's the reason.
Yeah, like it would just need a project sponsor, like a community.
So the time bandwidth
from the community project sponsor,
who
could dedicate to it. If there's anybody listening who wants that, man, jump in.
I would make time to meet with somebody who was interested to take that role. I would be down to donate what resources I could donate to make that happen.
Help them out.
Especially if we get somebody who's just, for lack of a better term, a nut about it. We need someone who's like a nut about it to be like, yeah, we can do this. Here's how we're going to do it. Take the reins. Cool. Here's everything I can do.
Yeah. Well, and then of course, like support from, like, I can guarantee you that if you need to connect independently for some kind of DApp you're building to support it that's off-site, then I can guarantee you Rivet's here to help with that too. We can.
That's awesome.
I can volunteer to donate whatever resources you need there, so you don't have to worry about infrastructure cost.
And we do have 2 things. There's one group that I don't have word yet on what's possible yet for them on decentralization. and I don't know the timing there, but then also I talked to Greg about something as well with there's a potential that one of the groups that he met with in Denver might be a good partner to decentralize Den fully. So,
Yes.
we just have to see. I haven't heard from her yet, so I don't know. I wouldn't expect
Yeah.
it right away. So
No, it's yeah. I think there's some wheels there. So for what it's worth, and without saying too much, because I can't yet
Right.
expose all the details publicly, but
right.
but there's definitely interest for what it's worth. I've confirmed that much. So
Great.
Yes, I did say donate, Lisa.
Oh, hey, Lisa.
I didn't say donut.
And I am.
Donuts. Who brought the donuts? Man. All right. And I have to cut in 8 minutes. So if you need anything from me.
I think that's most of what we had to talk about today. It wasn't a whole lot. We're definitely on cruise control right now with the if you look at one of the last DENDAO prioritization lists kind of thing. We'll get back to that grind at some point. I don't know exactly when, but right now the system is in place and it works. You're free to use it as much as you want. If you need any, if you have any questions, the best place to reach me probably is I just started using Twitter again. I went on vacation in Sweden at the middle of last year, and I just put it down, and I just started picking it back up.
Dave, I gotta get you on Warpcast, man.
Den messages, or if you're having a problem with your account or anything, Twitter's fine.
My Twitter premium finally phased out because I had paid on mobile, and so I couldn't get Grok. So I just turned it on today. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, you know what? Last thing. This is a good question from IM. Do we want to? So we picked this new time. I thought it was a one-off. Apparently, I agreed to doing it this time every time. So I don't know what time. I know this doesn't work for IM, and it works for me, except sometimes it doesn't. So, do we want to discuss the time going forward? Do we keep it the same? Do we need to just have a discussion asynchronously in the DENDAO replies to see what works best for everybody?
We could potentially just do everything in Den and then only call for a meeting when we need to, maybe. I don't know. And then we just then it could be, hey, I could meet Friday at 8 and whoever, I don't know. That's possible. It's sometimes harder to type out all of these things than it is to just say them, though. So
yeah, in my experience, that does work until you just need to have a meeting to get together and okay, here's all the stuff we've been talking about. Let's talk about it sort of fluidly.
Yep.
Let's talk about that in Den, right?
Yeah. Let's organize it in Den, and we'll get a common time.
Let's figure out what makes sense.
Yep. I'm okay with almost anything, even the original Den time. Do you remember? Maybe you don't remember. Den didn't used to operate on a 24-hour. I think it was a shifting time. I can't remember if it was 26 hours or 21 hours. I think it's 21 hours, so that the mining time would be at a different time zone every day.
That reminds me of when I was in the Navy and we didn't have enough people and we did 5 and dimes. You were on 5 and 10 off. And you never slept at the same time. And you were never working at the same time. You never got any kind of routine. I can see why you went away from it.
Yeah.
So here's what we should talk about. So Lisa and IM both said they need to be either 1 hour later or earlier. I cannot do 1 hour earlier for sure. So we could potentially do 1 hour later. But let's at least deserve discussion to see how much we could do writing things out, because honestly, I've gotten a lot of work done collaboratively with other projects and just hobbies and groups and stuff in IRC. We could flex the chat room and say, hey, we're still going to have a meeting, but it's going to be on this day or on this afternoon in DENDAO chat in the actual chat room. And people could pop in like, hey, I'm here. Like, here's what I want to talk about. We spend some time talking about it.
Right.
You know?
And like, and since it's day sync, people could just drop in, like, I'm not going to be here, but this is what I was thinking.
Yeah. And that can be done in the reply section, which is probably better for like, organization, but
should we maybe consider the prospect of a working group Slack channel because of the utility you get from like threading and like threading?
All right,
and stuff
Joe.
like that?
See you, Joe. I got it.
Joking. It's like I Slack.
I know you have to leave as well, though.
Yeah.
Cheers, sir.
Yes. All right. I will see you. I should go. All right.
Yeah, I'll talk to Greg a little bit longer, and then I'll catch up with you next time. All right. See you.
Bye.
No,
I was thinking like a working group Slack channel might be good because you get a lot of utility out of like nesting threads and file sharing and all that stuff.
Yeah, we should, but then it's like, okay, but
honestly, admittedly, I'm being like selfish a bit because the convenience of it being in Slack would mean like my primary work platform would also be where this was happening. So,
well, nested threads. We should at least try it here because it's slow, right? It's like definitely like not a chat room, but you doing the nested conversations in Den could be the way to go. If the meeting times aren't working out for everybody, we can at least commit to showing up for the conversation asynchronously, every week, really, if it's like that, because then we don't have to worry about like getting together live like that. And then maybe we still do this once a month. Maybe we do this twice a month still. Maybe we do it once a month, and maybe we don't need it twice a month if we're doing it weekly as a hey. Expect to see conversation in DENDAO.
Right. Sort of like an office hours for the channel almost.
Yeah. Or it could be over the course of the week. I don't know. It would need to be something though that is still on people's calendars and schedules so that we make it a point to still set aside for it whenever we can, whether that's 1 a.m. because you happen to be up at 1 a.m. and you can jump in the conversation and
because we don't want it to turn into we don't want to have the what I like to call the unlimited vacation effect where nobody ever takes vacation.
Because the danger is that
there's no days.
Because it's very easy to dismiss it, to forget about it, to ignore it. It's not
or to just
don't get a reminder.
Or just instantly work on something for way too long because there's the law about work expanding to fill the available time. Like you need to have an endpoint so that people don't keep ruminating and they share. So I'm with you.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that some more.
For sure.
I'll jump on.
It's really
tonight.
good to see you, dude. I feel I didn't.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting to see you in here for sure or not. I never always.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to like. You and Lisa, and even if just in chat, and I am. I miss you guys. I've been so busy. It's been good. Like it was, anytime you have a life change like what I went through, is a period of time of adjustment. But it's pretty good now. It's still very busy. It's still insanely like, there's so much, but it's getting better. I showed up. I had time to show up, so it's obviously getting better.
Do you still have the same cell? I haven't kept up with you on it, but if your cell number's the same, we should just catch up.
My number's the same.
I've not just caught up with you in a minute, and I don't want to, drag everyone through that here, obviously. And you can only be so candid on a public channel. But
hit me up, and I do need to pick a location to check out the eclipse. So maybe that could work out as well.
All right, dude. Well, good stuff. I didn't have anything else other than to say like glad to see you and happy to be here, and that was a nice surprise. But yeah, at that I suppose we could adjourn.
So Lisa brought up that we could make a proposal for a new time and let the discussion happen in that proposal. That's a good idea. I think probably a new thread would be just as effective because the proposal would need to decide something.
The eclipse is on my wife's birthday. That's fantastic. I didn't realize it was April 8th.
My Twitter is just @distant, DIS7ANT.
Cool.
to answer I am for AM's question.
Oh shit! Yeah, I see.
I'm just going through the comments real quick.
Nice.
Cool. All right, so that's that. I got a split too. Hey, thanks everybody. It's like good seeing everybody chime in chat, and I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about Greg. Also, whenever you give me a call, I want to talk about some things with that.
Oh yeah.
That collab as far as timeline goes for, just letting it out of the bag. So definitely give me a call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll fill you in. Like I can tell you more about it in private.
Yeah, we need to, because I've been out of commission for a minute. So
yep.
Good to be back.
Teaser trailer. Search all you can about DPIN, DPIN, and you'll start to get an idea.
Okay.
So,
oh no, I meant about the other collab, about the RPC calls we need and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check.
Because
I think they're the same thing. But
okay, they could be the same thing, but that's like before the eclipse probably. So
indeed,
we'll see.
indeed. All right. Well, I'll shoot you a text.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Go propose something if you want. If not, at least vote on it. And I'll see you next time. Here's a little ditty called "Into the Dragon" from Y'all Weird. And I'll see you next time. And chime in DENDAO layer as well. We'll talk in there. Bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible. But that conclusion is laughable, so with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now?